Holy shit. Hello there, everyone. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages. My name is DB333, and welcome back to Doki Doki Literature Club. Now, in the last video, I knew this was gonna happen, but it still doesn't. Sayori's gone! Guys, Sayori's fucking gone. Oh god. I don't know what else there is to do but start a new game. I don't know how to pronounce that. Is that Simish? Is that Icelandic? Is that Finnish? I see an annoying girl running up towards me from a distance, waving her arms in the air like she's totally oblivious to any attention she might draw to herself. That girl is my neighbor, and good friend since we were children. You know, the kind of friend you never see yourself making today, but it just kind of works out because you've known each other for so long. We used to walk to school together on days like this, but starting around high school, she would oversleep more and more frequently, and I'd get tired of waking up. But if she's going to chase after me like this, I almost feel kind of better off running anyway. However, I just sigh and idle in front of a crosswalk and let catch up to me. It's an ordinary school day like any other! Of course! Mornings are usually the worst, being surrounded by couples and friend groups walking to school together. Meanwhile, I've always walked to school alone. I've always tell myself, it's about time I meet some girls or something like that, but I have no motivation to join any clubs. I'm perfectly content just getting by on the average while spending my free time on games and anime. There's always the anime club, but it's not like there would be any girls in it anyway. The school day is as ordinary as ever, and before it's over, I know it. After I pack up my things, I stare blankly at the wall, looking for an ounce of motivation. Clubs. There really aren't any that interest me. Besides, most of them would probably be way too demanding for me to want to deal with that. I guess I have no choice but to start with the anime club. Muhammad? Monica? Oh my goodness, I totally didn't expect to see you here. It's been a while, right? Yeah, it has. Monica smiled sweetly. We do know each other well. We rarely talk, but we were in the same class last year. Monica was probably the most popular girl in class, smart, beautiful, athletic. Basically, completely out of my league. So having her smile at me so genuinely feels a little... What'd you come in here for, anyway? Oh, I've just been looking for some supplies to use for my club. Do you know if there's any construction paper in here? Or markers? I guess you could check the closet. You're in the debate club, right? About that. I actually quit the debate club. Really? You quit? Yeah. To be honest, I can't stand all the politics around the major clubs. It feels like nothing but arguing about the budget and publicity and how to prepare for events. Yeah, I've heard that one before. I'd much rather take something I personally enjoy and make something special out of it. In that case, what club did you decide to join? Actually, I'm starting a new one. A literature club. Literature? That sounds kind of dull. How many members do you have so far? It's kind of embarrassing, but there are only 3 of us so far. It's really hard to find new members for something that sounds boring. Well, I can see that. But it's really not boring at all, you know? Literature can be anything. Reading, writing, poetry. I mean, one of my members even keeps her manga collection in the club room. Wait, really? Yeah, it's funny, right? She always insists that manga is literature, too. I mean, she's not wrong, I guess. And besides, a member is a member, right? Did Monica say she? Hey, Mohammed. Any chance, are you still looking for a club to join? I mean, I guess so, but in that case, is there any chance you could do me a big favor? I won't ask you to join, but If you could, at the very least, visit my club, it would make me really happy. Please? Well, I guess I have no reason to refuse. Besides, how could I ever refuse someone like Monica? Sure, I guess I could check it out. Awesome. You're really sweet, Mohammed, you know that? It's nothing, really. Shall we go, then? I'll look for the materials another time. You're more important. And thus, today marks the day I sold my soul to Monica and her irresistible smile. I dimly follow Monica across the school and upstairs, a section of the school I rarely visit, being generally used for third-year classes and activities. Monica, full of energy, swings open the classroom door. I'm back! And I brought a guest with me. Oh, a guest? Seriously? You brought a boy? Way to kill the atmosphere. Don't be mean, Natsuki. But anyway, welcome to the club, Mohammed. All words escape me in this situation. This club is full of incredibly cute girls. So let me guess. You're Monica's boyfriend, right? What? No, I'm not. Natsuki. The girl with a sour attitude, whose name is apparently Natsuki, is one I don't recognize. Her small figure makes me think she's probably a first year. Anyway, this is Natsuki, energetic as usual. And this is Yuri, the vice president. It's nice to meet you. Oh no, Yuri, not you next. Please no. Yuri, who appears comparatively more natural and mature and timid, seems to have a hard time keeping up with someone like Natsuki. Yeah, it's nice to meet both of you. So I ran into Mohammed in your classroom and decided to come check out the club. Isn't that great? Wait, Monica! Didn't I tell you to let me know in advance before you brought anyone new? I was going to, well, you know. Sorry. I didn't forget that, but just happened to run into him. In that case, I should at least make some tea, right? Oh god, why is Sayori right there in the background? What the fuck? You're fucking with me, right? This game's fucking with me. Yeah, that would be great. Why don't you come sit down, Mohammed? I can't stop looking at it. Well, you have a weird style of art, Monica. The girls have a few desks arranged to form a table. Yuri was to the corner of the room and opens the closet. Meanwhile, Monica and Natsuki sit across from each other. Still feeling awkward, I take a seat next to Monica. So I know you didn't really plan on coming here, but we'll make sure you feel right at home, okay? As president of the Literature Club, it's my duty to make the club fun and exciting for everyone. I'm surprised there aren't more people in the club yet. It must be hard to start a new club. You could put it that way. Not many people are very interested in putting out all the effort to start something brand new, especially when it's something that doesn't grab your attention like literature. You have to work hard to convince people that you're both fun and worthwhile. But it makes school events like the festival much more important. I'm confident that we can all really grow with this club before you graduate. Right, Natsuki? Well, I guess. Natsuki reluctantly agrees. Such different girls, all interested in the same goal. Monica must have worked really hard just to find these two. Yuri returns to the table, carrying a tea set. She carefully places a teacup in front of each of us before setting down the teapot in the middle. You keep a whole tea set in this classroom? Don't worry, the teachers gave us permission. After all, doesn't a hot cup of tea help you enjoy a good book? Yeah. Totally. Don't let yourself get intimidated. Yuri's just trying to impress you. That's not... Insulted, Yuri looks away. I mean, you know. I believe you. Well, tea and reading might not be a pastime for me, but at least I enjoy tea. I'm glad. Yuri faintly smiles to herself in relief. So, Mohammed, what kind of things do you read? Visual novels. Considering how little I've read these past few years, I don't really have a good way of answering that. Do you know the New Order Last Days of Europe? Okay, it's a mod, right? Where Germany won World War II. And that sounds bad. Let's address that. The mod's not a Nazi mod, okay? It's a critique against fascism, authoritarianism, and militarism, right? I'm boring the shit out of her. Manga. I muttered quietly to myself, half joking. Natsuki's head suddenly perks up. It looks like she wants to say something, but she keeps quiet. Not much of a reader, I guess. Well, I can change. What am I saying? I spoke without thinking after seeing Yuri's sad smile. Anyways, what about you, Yuri? Well, let's see. Yuri traces the rim of her teacup with her finger. My favorites are usually novels that build deep and complex fantasy worlds. The level of creativity and craftsmanship behind them is amazing to me. And telling a good story in such a foreign world is equally impressive. Yuri goes on clearly passionate about her reading. She seems so reserved and timid since the moment I walked in, but it's obvious by the way her eyes light up. But she finds comfort in the world of books, not people. But you know, I like a lot of other things. Stories with deep psychological elements usually immerse me as well. Isn't that amazing how a writer can so deliberately take advantage of your own lack of imagination to completely throw you for... Yeah, what does that remind you guys of? Anyways, I've been reading a lot of horror... I read a horror book once. I read one about, 2 hours ago, actually. I desperately grasped for something I can relate to on the minimum level. At this rate, Yuri might as well have a conversation with a rock. At this rate, it wouldn't surprise me if Monica bashes her fucking head with a rock. I'd expect that from you, Yuri. It suits your personality. Oh, is that so? Really, if a story makes me think or takes me to another world, then I really can't put it down. Surreal horror isn't often very successful at changing the way you look at the world, if only for a brief moment. I hate horror. You're in the wrong fucking genre then, Nat. Oh, why is that? Well, I just... Natsuki's eyes dart out over me for a split second. Never mind. That's right, you usually like to write about cute things, don't you, Natsuki? What? What gives you that idea? You left a piece of scrap paper behind the last club meeting. It looks like you were working on a poem called... Don't say it out loud! And give me that back! Fine. Natsuki, you write your own poems? Well, I guess sometimes. Why do you care? I think that's impressive. Why don't you share them sometime? No. Natsuki averts her eyes. You wouldn't like them. Not a very confident writer yet. I understand how Natsuki feels. Sharing that level of writing takes more than just confidence. The truest form of writing is writing to oneself. You must be willing to open up to your readers, exposing your vulnerabilities and showing them even the deepest reaches of your heart. Do you have writing expertise too, Yuri? Maybe if you share some of your work, you can set an example and help Natsuki feel comfortable enough to share hers. I guess it's the same for Yuri. We all sit in silence for a moment. Hey, I just got an idea. How about this? Huh? Natsuki and Yuri physically look at Monica. Let's all go home and write a poem of our own. Then next time we meet, we all share them with each other. That way, everyone is even. I mean, I thought it was a good idea. Well, I think you're right, Monica. We should probably start finding activities for all of us to participate in together. I did decide to take on the responsibility of Vice President after all. I need to do my best to nurture this club, as well as its members. Besides, now that we have a new member, it seems like a good step for us to take. Do you agree as well, Mohammed? Hold on, there's still one problem. Huh? What's that? Now that we've reached the most important topic, I'll bluntly come forth with what's been on my mind the entire time. I never said I would join this club. Monica might have convinced me to stop by, but I never made a decision. I still have other clubs to look at, and, I lose my train of thought. Damn it. The power of pussy is persuasive people. The power of pussy is persuasive people. Try saying that 5 times fast. The power of pussy is persuasive, people. That's a tongue twister I've ever heard of. All three girls stare back with dejected eyes. But... I'm sorry, I thought... The girls exchange glances before Monica turns back to me. I guess I need to tell you the truth, Mohammed. The thing is, we don't have enough members yet to form an official club. We need 4. And I've been trying really, really hard to find new members. And if we don't find one more member before the festival... I'm defenseless against these girls. How am I supposed to make a clear-headed decision when it's like fucking this in the background? I would feel terrible for letting everyone down in the situation. And besides, the club itself seems pretty relaxed. So if writing poems is the price I need to pay in order to spend every day with these beautiful girls... Right. Okay, I've decided then. I'll join the literature club. One by one, the girl's eyes light up. Oh my goodness, really? Do you really mean that, Mohammed? Yeah. It'd be fun, right? You really did scare me for a moment. I mean, if you really did just leave after all this, I'd be super pissed. Mohammed, I'm so happy! We can become an official club now! Thank you so much for this. You're really amazing! I'll do everything I can to give you a great time, okay? Thanks, I guess. Okay, everyone. I think that we can officially end today's meeting on a good note. Everyone remember tonight's assignment. Write a poem to bring to the next meeting so we can all share. Monica looks over at me once more. Mohammed, I look forward to seeing how you express yourself. Yeah. Can I really impress with class star Monica with my mediocre writing skills? I already feel the anxiety welling up inside of me. Meanwhile, the girls continue to chit-chat as Yuri cleans up the tea set. Guess I'll be on my own way then. Okay. I'll see you tomorrow then! I can't wait! With that, I depart the club and make my way home. The whole way my mind wanders back and forth between the 3 girls. Natsuki, Yuri, and of course Monica. Will I really be happy spending every day after school in the literature club? Perhaps I'll have a chance to go closer to one of these girls. Alright, I'll just need to make the most of my circumstances, and I'm sure good fortune will find me. And I guess that starts with writing a poem tonight. I've unlocked a special poem. Would I like to read it? Yeah! I was staying over at my friend's place. There were 4 of us. I drifted off to sleep while everyone else was watching TV and talking. In my dream, I was still at my friend's house. The only difference was that there were nails sticking out of the walls everywhere. There was also someone I didn't recognize. The person I didn't recognize told a joke, and everyone laughed. I woke up to the sound of everyone laughing at something that happened on the TV, so laughing was not part of the dream. It was a noise that woke me up. I wonder who that person was, and how they knew to tell a joke at that moment. Uncanny. Climax. Infallible. Tenacious. Crimson. Existence. Unrequited. Unending. That's a word she likes. Portrait. Horror. Captive. Frightening. Incongruent. Electricity. Melancholy. Vivid. Depression. Suicide. Forgive. Hi again, Mohammed. Glad to see you didn't run away on us. Don't worry. This might be a little strange for me, but at least I keep my word. I at least keep my word. Well, I'm back at the literature club. I was the last one to come in, so everyone else is already hanging out. Thanks for keeping your promise, Mohammed. No, not Yuri. I hope this isn't too overwhelming of a commitment for you. Making yourself dive headfirst into literature when you're not even accustomed to it. Oh, come on! Like he deserves any slack. You already had to be dragged in here by Monica. I don't know if he planned to just come here and hang out or what, but if you don't take us seriously, then you won't see the end of it. Oh fuck, I can't. You certainly have a big mouth for someone who keeps a manga collection in the club room. Meh. Natsuki finds herself between saying Monica and manga. She might be saying Muhammad, though. Manga's literature! Swiftly defeated, Natsuki plops back into her seat. I'm sorry, Muhammad. We'll make sure to put your comfort first, okay? Yuri shoots Natsuki with a disappointed glance. Anyways, now that you're in the club and all, perhaps you might have interest in picking up a book to read. Well, I can't really say no either way. Like you said, I'm in this club now. It only feels right for me to do something like that if you ask. Oh, wait. I didn't mean it like that. If you don't really want to, then forget I said anything, I guess. No, it's not that, Yuri. I want to be a part of the club. I want to try to. So even if I don't read often, I'd be happy to pick up a book if you wanted me to. Are you sure? I just felt like, well, as vice president and all, that I should help you get started on something you might like. Yuri reaches into her bag and pulls out a book. I didn't want you to feel left out, so I picked out a book that I thought you might enjoy. It's a short read, so it should keep your attention even if you don't usually read. And we could, you know, discuss it if you wanted. This is... How's this girl accidentally being so cute? Things seem kind of slanted to you guys. She picked out a book she thinks I'll like despite me not reading much. Yuri, thank you. I'll definitely read this. I enthusiastically take the book. Phew. Well, you can read it at your own pace. I look forward to hearing what you think. Now that... Okay, yeah. Oh no, that's foreshadowed. Expect Monica to kick off the scheduled activities for the club. Well, that doesn't seem to be the case. Yuri's face is already buried in a book. I can't help but notice her tense expression like she was waiting for this shot. Meanwhile, Natsuki is rummaging around in the closet. I'm really curious to talk to Yuri a little bit more, but at the same time, I wouldn't feel bad for distracting her from reading. I catch a glimpse of her, the cover of her book. And the picture's gone. It looked like the same book she lent to me. More than that, she seems to be on the first few pages. Crap. I think she noticed me looking at her. She sneaks another glance at me, and our eyes meet for a split second. But that only makes her hide her face deeper in the book. Sorry. I was just spacing out. I mutter this, sensing I made her uncomfortable. Oh. Is there something more for the line? Are you gonna do something with that, or is it just a sprite? It's fine. If I was focused, then I probably wouldn't have noticed this in the first place. But I'm just rereading a bit of this, so... That's the book you gave me, right? I wanted to reread some of it. Not for any particular reason. I want to go back just to see how far the eye ends up going. Wait, is it? Just curious, how do you have two copies of the same book? Well, when I stopped at the bookstore yesterday... that's not what I meant. I mean... I just happened to buy two of them. I see. There's something fairly obvious here that Yuri isn't telling you, but I decided to let it go. I'll definitely start reading it soon. I'm glad to hear. There's something up with the eyes. Once it starts to pick up, you might have a hard time putting it down. It's a very engaging and relatable story. Is that so? What's the story about, anyway? Well, I might have been realize. Because these are different than... I swear these are different than the ones I saw before. Well, I look at the cover of the book. Look at the cover, Portrait of Markov. I'm gonna look that up to see if it's an actual fucking book. I said I was gonna... Okay. Yeah, so it's literally just, something they made up. Okay. There's an ominous-looking eye symbol on the front. Eyes? Basically, it's about this religious camp that was turned into a human experiment prison. And the people trapped there, have a trait that turns them into killing machines that lust for blood. But the facility gets even worse, and they start selectively breeding people by cutting off their limbs and affixating them to... Oh, that might be a bit of a spoiler. But anyways, I'm really into it. The book, I mean. Not the thing about the limbs. Yuri? That's kind of fucked up. Yuri made it sound like it was gonna be a nice story, so the dark turn came from nowhere. Oh my god, all the levels of foreshadowing, holy shit. Are you not a fan of that sort of thing, Muhammad? No, it's not that. I mean, I can definitely enjoy those kinds of stories, so don't worry. I hope so. Yeah, I totally forgot Yuri's into those sort of things. She's so shy and reclusive on the outside, but her mind seems to be completely different. It's just that this kind of story is the kind that challenges you to look at life from a strange new perspective. When horrible things happen, not just because someone wants them to be evil, but because the world is full of horrible people, and we're all worthless anyways. Then suddenly... I'm rambling, aren't I? I'm rambling, aren't I? Not again. I'm sorry. Hey, don't apologize. I haven't lost interest or anything. Well, I guess it's alright then. But I feel like I should let you know I haven't had this problem when I let things in books, like books and writing, fill my thoughts. My whole body gets incredibly... I kind of forget to pay attention to other people. So I'm sorry if I say something strange. And please stop me if I start talking too much. I really don't think you need to worry. That just means you're passionate about reading. The least I can do is listen. It's a literature club, after all. That's true. In fact, I might as well get started reading it, right? Yes! I mean, you don't have to, but... What the fuck are you doing, you fucking demon? What did you do to my Yuri, you fucking beast of Satan? Let me just get the book. I quickly retrieve the book that I had put in my bag. Alright, it's fine if I sit here, right? I slip into the seat next to Yuri's. Yeah? Are you sure? You seem a little apprehensive. I'm sorry. It's not that I don't want you to. It's just something I'm not very used to. That is, reading in company with someone. I see. Well, just tell me if I end up distracting you or anything. Alright. I open the book and start the prologue. I still don't understand what Yuri means about reading in company. It's as if I can feel a presence over my shoulder as I read. No, it's not a particularly bad thing. Yet, maybe a little distracting, but the feeling is somewhat comforting. Yuri's in the corner of my eye. I realize she's not actually looking at her own book. I glance over. It looks like she's reading from my book instead. Sorry. I was just bathing in the... You really apologize a lot, don't you? I do? I don't really mean to. Sorry. I mean... Here, this should work, right? I slide my desk until it's up against Yuri's, and then hold my book more between the two of them. I suppose so. Yuri timidly closes her own copy. Once we lean in a little bit, our shoulders are almost touching. It feels like my left arm is in the way, so instead I use my right hand to hold the book open. I guess that makes it kind of difficult to turn the page. Here. Yuri takes her arm and holds the left side of the book between her thumb and forefinger. How are they gonna fuck this up? I do the same with my right arm on the other side of the book. That way I turn a page and Yuri slides under her thumb after it flips inside. But in holding it like this, we're huddled even closer than before. It's actually kind of distracting me. It's as if I can feel the warmth of Yuri's face and she's in the corner of my vision. Are you ready? Am I? To turn the page. Ah, sorry. I think I got a bit distracted for a second. Glance over to Yuri's face again, and our eyes meet. I don't know if I'll be able to keep up with her. That's okay. You're not as used to reading, right? I don't mind being patient if it takes you a bit longer. It's probably the least I can do, since you've been so patient with me. Yeah! Thanks! We continue reading. Yuri no longer asks me if I'm ready to turn the page. Instead, I just assume she finishes the page before me, so I turn it by my own volition. We continue the first chapter in silence. Even so, turning each page almost feels like an intimate exchange. My numb, gently letting go of a page, letting it flutter to her side as she catches it under her thumb. Hey Yuri! This might be an absurd thought, but oh, I'm back in Brooklyn again. The main character kind of reminds me of you a little bit. Huh? Uh-oh. No, I don't relate to this character at all. Definitely not. Really? I was just thinking the way she second-guesses things she says and all that. That's what you were talking about. Sorry. I only thought you meant something else about... Oh no, Yuri. Oh! Something else? Never mind! We didn't even get that far yet, so I don't know why that came into my head! Yuri, are you feeling okay? Huh? Yuri's being a bit fidgety ever since we started reading. You can rest if you're feeling a bit sick or something. Your breathing is a little... My breathing? Yuri puts her hand on her chest as if to feel her heartbeat. I didn't even notice. Anyways, I'm fine! I'm fine! I just need some water! Alright, don't push yourself. I didn't realize reading was such an exertive fucking act, but apparently. Yuri stands up and practically rushes out of the classroom. What on earth was that about? Mohammed? Did something happen just now? I have no fucking idea what's happening at all anymore. Yuri's acting a little strange, I guess. So you don't know anything. Sorry, I can't say I do. Are you worried about her? Oh no, not really. I was just making sure that you didn't do anything to her. No, nothing. Don't worry, I believe you, silly. Yuri just does this sometimes, so it's nothing alarming. Alright, if you say so. Anyway, why don't we start with sharing our poems with each other? Huh? Should we wait for Yuri? Well, she might be a while, so I just figured we'd get started without her. Is that okay? Yeah, I was just asking. I stand up. I make a mental note of where I left the book and slip it back in my bag. Shit! I'm guessing I'm gonna stop for now. This is a good place to cut it here. So yeah, thank you for watching, ladies and gentlemen. If you like this video, go ahead and leave a like. If not, feel free to dislike. If you want to see more of this content, you should go ahead and hit the subscribe button for more uploads every weekday, as well as every Saturday. If you have any comments, feedback, concerns, anything of the sort, go ahead and leave in the comment section below. I read all the comments I get, and I appreciate any all feedback you kind of folks might have for me. If you want to send a few bucks my way, I have a Patreon down below if you want to chat, play games, I have a Discord, and if you just want to watch me do this sort of stuff live, I have a Twitch, all of which are down linked below. So thank you as always for watching, ladies and gentlemen, and thank you for watching. I'll see you guys next time. Goodbye.